Welcome to the Books and Music Show. And maybe perhaps you wonder why I always say that twice. So I'll tell you why I say it twice. Because when I start the show, you have to press two buttons. So you have to press the button on the TriCaster, and then you have to press the button that starts the DVD going. But I can't do that both at once. So I press the one on the TriCaster, and that starts the... oh, am I talking into the wrong mic? Oh, there you go. You know what? I'll check that. I think I got that on. 1 second. Okay, so you have to press both buttons. So I press one button and I go, welcome to the Books and Music Show. And then I press the other button and I go, welcome to the Books and Music Show. So that's why I say it twice, and now I've said it a whole lot of times. Okay, so I'm going to put this mic down and use the other mic. Okay. Hello. Oh, I forgot something else. Hold on. I should just do a show about brain injuries. There you go. I should just do a show about head injuries because sometimes you forget things a little bit when you have a head injury. But so today, I have a number of books I'm going to recommend, and I might not get to all of them because I've got a few helpful hints and ideas, and Toastmasters will tell you, don't say you know what? TV for 20 years and I'm still saying and that's okay. I think I'll sit this way. Because the truth is, you can say whatever you want when you're producing the show. Unless, of course, the executive producer says, no, you can't say that. Okay, so the recommended books. I actually wrote them down on a list, which is in the machine, but I have a list of some of them. Some of the books that I'd like to recommend to you. First, I think I should mention, do you order I wrote them down? No. One is actually a magazine. I love magazines. And it's a very old magazine because, I haven't bought any in a while, but this one here is from 2007. And the name of this magazine is called Networking Times, and I love it. They don't sell it anymore. They used to sell this at Barnes & Noble's. These are just a few pages from it. It's a bigger magazine. But every month it would be a different topic. And I like this one. I saved this one, and it's about trust. So the article about trust in Networking Times. The other thing I would recommend, other books, is, yay, Tebow wrote a book for the college kids in this, actually Young Readers Edition. Who's ever a young reader? I'm a young reader. You're a young reader. It's called Shaken. Fighting to stand strong no matter what comes your way. And Tebow wrote that book. It is pretty good, and I'm not going to read everything in the book, but I'm going to read a few of his important points, which is cool because he put the important points in a shaded area, and I probably will give my opinion on those. So that's Shaken by Tim Tebow. There's another book called Simplify, and it's not what you think. Yeah, it is. Not really. It's called Simplify, and the subtitle is 10 Practices to Unclutter Your Soul by Bill Hybels. So, I'm not really feeling good today. I have a bit of a migraine. The heat got to me, the sun in the eyes got to me, and yes, I did put sunglasses on. But I'm having a migraine right now while we're doing the show. So forgive all my mistakes, which I do anyway, even when I don't have a migraine. Which camera is that? That one? Is that camera? No. That one? That one. It's that one. That one. We're on camera 3. Okay. So I'm going to recommend music too, which I cannot play here. But I'm going to recommend it anyway. It is a DVD done many, many years ago, 2007, 2008. The name of the singer is Nikki Phillips. I met her in person. She is a wonderful singer. And the name of the DVD is called Lord, I'm Gonna Praise You. And that is exactly what she does on this DVD. So that's a DVD by Nikki Phillips. That's our music review. The other books I recommend. One is called Take Charge of Your Life Therapy. It's a little book with little cartoons, but lots of good information. And I think I'm going to start taking more charge. I haven't read it in a while. It was published in 1995, and I love this book. Whenever I really like a book, unless it's a gift book, I keep the book together and don't tear the covers off. But if it's a book that I've gotten myself, I'll tear the covers off, make it a paperback, make it easy to carry around. And that's one of those books. It's called Take Charge of Your Life Therapy. And it's only a mere 35 pages. 35 pages. Here in condensed form is the wisdom of the acclaimed and much loved, no wonder I like this, Life 101. Everything we wish we had learned about life in school but didn't. So there's little wisdom tidbits from Life 101 in here. Take Charge of Your Life Therapy does a delightful blend of insightful guidelines and charming elfin illustrations to demonstrate how you can plunge into your life with enthusiasm and live it to the full. Oh goodness! I set the timer today. This is so cool. There's a poster that says "Celebrate Everything." So now we have to celebrate setting the timer. So I think we should just go and get a big party cake, a buttercream party cake from Trader Joe's, and celebrate that I set the timer. Who knows? Maybe we can make a habit of this and get that cake all the time. At least I'd be setting the timer, right? Okay, so that's one of the books. One of my favorite books, too, I'll save till last. Now, there are two books that you really, seriously, teachers, educators, college professors, and all, there are two books that should be recommended. Actually, it should be required reading for all college students, freshmen, maybe high school, freshmen. But I'll tell you, these two books could really probably save the lives of our students, save the lives of some adults. And the way it'll save the lives is the best way to save a life is prevention, right? Prevention. Don't fix it after it's broken. Just prevent it. So I'll tell you the name of the books. So the one name is called The Sociopath Next Door. Ha! She's recommended that to college students. Well, the truth is, now if you're older, you don't need to read it. You know, you've been through life, you've seen it, you've done it, or whatever. But I highly recommend this for college students, The Sociopath Next Door. The Ruthless versus the Rest of Us. It's done by a PhD. So think about this. You know, a lot of you people, you go to therapy and you pay a lot of money for therapy. Not knocking that. Some of it's really good. But, however, what if you could just sit down and talk with a therapist or gather the wisdom from a therapist for free? Yeah, get the book. It's a PhD. That woman's read a lot of books, probably talked to a lot of people. So, the name of it is The Sociopath Next Door. There are chapters like The Seventh Sense. Then there's 2 Ice People, the Sociopaths. Then there's When Normal Conscience Sleeps. That's a good one. The Nicest Person in the World. And that's why I suggest that college students get this book called Sociopath Next Door. Because nobody would even think that the nicest person in the world could be a bad person, right? Yes, a sociopath or somebody can actually come across the first time or second time or even third or fourth time as the nicest person in the world. That's one of her chapters. I don't remember reading that one, but it's probably a good chapter. Why conscience is partially blind. I can guess about that a little bit. You think about it. When you don't want to believe that something's happening, probably like if you're dating or something like that, and you really don't want to believe that your date is like done this or said that or doing that, or, you know, it's when conscience is partially blind. But that's probably about something totally different. But get the book and read it. The 6th chapter, How to Recognize the Remorseless. The remorseless. They're probably some of the worst people on earth. The remorseless. How to recognize them. And then they go on to The Sociopath Next Door, The Origins of Conscience. Bernie's Choice, Why Conscience is Better. This is not political. This is a book about sociopaths next door. Okay, so that's a good book. This is part of the book. It's a big book. And now for one of my favorites. You like this one? Should I bring it to the camera? Yes, camera one. Even with a migraine, I'm going to get the right camera this week, even though I have a migraine. Ta-da! This is a good book, an important saying, something very important. And I'm all red in the face. And hide behind the book. Nothing is more important than this day. That's right. Nothing is more important than this day. That's a book. And it's true. Nothing is more important than that day. See, so I came in with a migraine and headache. I'm making it worse because I'm raising my voice because I realized I walked away from the mic, and nothing is important. Nothing is worth more than this day. By Catherine and Ross Petrus. And why is that? Because the first quote is, the beginning is always today. These lights are so bright. I should have worn my sunglasses in here. Let's see if I could do that. I don't know if I have my sunglasses with me. Let's check. I have DVDs. I have a charger plug. I'll bet I left the sunglasses outside. Yep. No sunglasses. Okay. Mental note, bring the sunglasses into the studio. And now you know why everyone wears sunglasses in here. So, I wonder if I could dim the lights a little. Let's see. I'm going to try to dim the lights. Which light's in my eyes? That one? I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work. And I left the mic on the table again. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to see if I can dim the lights. Let's see. Backlight, this one, that one. Let's try these. Nope, it's not those. That's the one. I got the one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see if this will work. I don't know if you can still see me. I dim the lights. Hey, you can still see me. I don't know. I don't know if this will work. I don't know if you'll still see me. I could go out and take a look and see how I look on the monitor. Can you still see me on the monitor? Yes. Okay. Okay, so I shut the lights a little bit. I'm hoping that is okay, and if not, I'll just have to do the show over again. So the beginning is always today. Mary Wollstonecraft. She was a feminist writer. Pay no attention to that. Anybody could have said that. I have nothing against feminists, but that's a whole other show. My future, I'm reading from the book now because this is a good book. My future starts when I wake up every morning. That's when it starts. When I wake up and see the first light, then I am grateful. Miles Davis, a jazz musician, said that, and I actually agree with him. I feel the same way. And every day we're engaged in a miracle, which we don't even realize. Thich Nhat Hanh said that. Now here's the rules for happiness. Number 7, the rules for happiness. Something to do. And if you have nothing to do, find it. There are lots of people who could use your help. So something to do. And there's lots of creative things you could do, and there's lots of hobbies out there. There are hobbies that don't cost any money. So rules for happiness, something to do. Someone to love. And you know that God loves you. So love God back. Even if you don't believe in God, think about this. What have you got to lose by trying? Try to believe in the God of peace. And something to hope for. And you want to know something? Everyone has something to hope for. You just have to remember it. Immanuel Kant, K-A-N-T, that's funny, he's Kant. It's a very positive quote from someone named Kant. But it's with a K. He was a philosopher. And this is what I like about CTV. Is a quote has nothing to do with CTV, but I'm laughing. If you feel like tapping your feet, tap your feet. If you feel like clapping your hands, clap your hands. If you feel like taking off your shoes, take off your shoes. But watch where you are. We are here to have a ball, so we want you to leave your worldly troubles outside and come in here and swing. Art Blakely, the jazz musician, said that. And you're going to really be surprised at this quote. Yes, you're going to be so surprised. You can't deny laughter when it comes. It plops down in your favorite chair and it stays as long as it wants. And I'm going to repeat that. And I'm going to ask you to guess who said that. You can't deny laughter when it comes. It plops down in your favorite chair and stays as long as it wants. And I'm willing to bet you that when I tell you who said that, you're going to go, no, that's impossible. And that just proves that nothing is impossible in this world. A writer said that, a very famous writer. A very famous writer who doesn't write about laughter and who is not a comedian, as far as I know. Stephen King. Yep. Stephen King said you can't deny laughter. When it comes, it plops down in your favorite chair and stays as long as it wants. And you know, he probably did a movie about this big creature named Laughter and had him plop down in a favorite chair and stayed as long as he wanted. I don't know. I haven't seen all his movies. I only saw one. I accidentally turned the channel and I'm like, that looked interesting. And I'm like, I watched it till the end, in the middle of the movie, and it was like, oh, Stephen King movie. I have found that if you love life, life will love you back. And that is so true. Arthur Rubinstein, classical pianist. This is the book. Nothing is worth more than this day. And if I can say that, and I can feel that, so can you. And one of my favorite people, this is a guy that I used to read when I was in high school. It was not required reading. It was a book I found on my own. I forget the name of the book, but I remember the author. I'll never forget him. He was a humanitarian. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. A humanitarian said that. Yes, not a feminist, not a politician, not a celebrity, although to me he's a celebrity. Albert Schweitzer, humanitarian, said that. Nothing, no, well, he didn't say that. Someone else said this. Nothing is worth more than this day. Yes, I can say that. Even with a migraine, with my eyes hurting, and I'm very hungry and thirsty, and I didn't bring lollipops or water, I'm in a pickle. I can look in the bag. What's in the bag of tricks? I'm still going to do the show and finish it because I have only 11 minutes to go. And if the only prayer you said in your whole life was thank you, that would suffice. A theologian, philosopher, Meister Eckhart said that. And the reason it brings me to tears is there was a long time, a really long time where I couldn't say prayers or didn't remember prayers or couldn't think of prayers. But I always said thank you. I would just be wherever I was and I would say, thank you, God. So this is so true. Meister Eckhart, theologian and philosopher, said, if the only prayer you said in your whole life was thank you, that would suffice. But I say more prayers than that. But that kind of got to me. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. An emperor said that. An emperor! Did you think you were going to tune into Books and Music Review today and hear the words of an emperor? I'll bet not. But the words of an emperor. Marcus Aurelius. And I have to say, even though he probably was required reading somewhere in high school or college or somewhere, I never read a word that this guy wrote, Marcus Aurelius, until today, when he said, when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, and to enjoy, and to love. And one of the secrets of a happy life is continuous small treats. And that is why we're going to get a buttercream cake. A highly recommended one at that nice store that does not have loudspeakers and doesn't have bells all going off. There's a store, there's probably 2 of them in Staten Island, where you'll be shopping and you will not be seeing, you'll not be hearing this like, Jim to aisle 3, Joe to aisle 4, Mary to aisle 5 for a cleanup. You will not hear that because at this supermarket and this store, it's just nice. It's just quiet. People just go in and shop and there's no yelling. They have instead a bell. 1 bell means bring the manager. No, I forget what all the bells mean, but they got 3 bells and all they do is ring a little bell, a little ship's bell. And it's kind of cool. So that's the store that has a great buttercream cake. One of the secrets of life is a continuous small treats. One of the secrets of a happy life. Oh, I had other books to get to. I didn't even get to the other books in 7 minutes. Such a good book, though. I started reading it, and I can't get off this book here. It's so fast. Go get this book. How much was it? I bought it in TJ Maxx. I did not get this at the bookstore. That means it was reduced. Okay. Oh, so it was like $6, which is pretty cool. With a regular price. I'm not selling the book. This is not a commercial. But I'm telling you, the stuff that's in this book, the wisdom that's in here, some of the things will bring you to tears. Nothing is worth more than this day. If you want to give somebody hope, go online and search for it and find out where they're selling it somewhere. Okay, get it from the library. This is CTV and we don't do any commercials. Just go to the library and get this book called Nothing is Worth More Than This Day. And keep it and read it as your reference book and get it for a present for somebody. It's pretty cool, I'll tell you. About 334 pages of just hope and nice stuff. And life is what you celebrate, all of it, even its end. That was Joan Harris, a writer. A lot of quotes by writers in here. Let's see what else we got. A lot of quotes by writers and poets and nothing is worth more than this day. So who said that? I've said it 1,000,000 times now. And okay, so I exaggerate. But who said that? Nothing is worth more than this day. Do you know? Send me an email if you know. Nah, I'm not going to wait for the email. I want to see if I can pronounce this. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, a writer. I'm probably pronouncing that last name wrong. Goeth. He said that. Nothing is worth more than this day. Because the present is filled with joy and happiness if you are attentive to it and see it. And Thich Nhat Hanh said that, and I think I'll go off on a tangent here and tell you about the time that I went to see Thich Nhat Hanh. Now that's Thich, new word, Nhat, Hanh, if you want to look them up. I had seen a cartoon book that Thich Nhat Hanh had, I guess maybe somebody illustrated it. It was, and I always forget the name of the book. It's Perfect Moment, Wonderful Moment, or Wonderful Moment, Perfect Moment. It's by Thich Nhat Hanh. I knew nothing about the guy, had not even heard of the guy, and I said, I'm going to read this cartoon book. It was fabulous. It was very, very cool. And so I had to see him in person. And at a time like decades and decades ago when I could not afford anything, I paid $60 for a ticket to go to Lincoln Center and see Thich Nhat Hanh because to me it was important, so I did it. And I sat there, and of course it was too hot, and I had a nylon jacket on, my Olympian jacket with a zipper. And if you've ever gone to a Thich Nhat Hanh speak out, or whatever it is, gathering, performance, I don't know what you call it, meditation session. If you ever go there, be aware that when the silence starts, that's it. You cannot even breathe after that. Because I wanted to unzip my jacket, and I pulled the little zipper, and I went. And like, did you ever hear the sound of a zipper as you just pull it like one little rung? You can't hear it. It was like a few hundred people in the audience sitting there shoulder to shoulder, and the guy next to me turned around and gave me such a look because I touched my zipper on my jacket. And I'm like, okay, so I roasted through Thich Nhat Hanh, but it was very, very good. Anyway, so I like books and music, and I like to talk about books and recommend books, and I think I'm going to go put some disclaimer on or something. Now you're going to hear silence. That's a good segue, right? From Thich Nhat Hanh would say, be silent. Do a silent meditation. And for the Catholics and the Christians, yes, meditation is good. I meditate on the Lord's Prayer. I meditate on Jesus. Silence now. We'll go get the disclaimers. Okay, that's better. I Tim, I was up in the networking time. Probably start that. Oh yeah, I have a producer. I did that already. It's too late. It's like 2 minutes. Come back and put the producer. Okay, so did you enjoy that silence? We got 1 minute and 30 seconds. And I'm going to read something that's from Philippians 4:6. It says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. That's what it says. And when you remember to do that, you'd be surprised. Prayer is pretty powerful. So what books didn't I get to? I didn't get to any of the books. I didn't get to, I'll tell you what. College kids, high school seniors maybe, I don't know, ask your mom if you're allowed to read something like that. It's called The Sociopath Next Door. It helps you recognize the really dangerous people before you start to be friends with them, before you start dating them. It helps you recognize someone who's going to harm you, who might harm you. It also has the steps on how to take care of yourself. And like here's a chapter, how to whoops, I gotta be back in a minute. The time is going fast. I should just bring that in there. Yeah, I think it's produced the one. They want it off in 17 seconds. That's what they say. So thank you for coming into the studio, and in 6 seconds, and I'll have to go get the remote, which I hope I left in here. And we will stop it.